The first Pokemon VGC 2024 International Championship was filled with cheaters. Who would have guessed? And there's some crazy stuff coming from the event. So top 8 happened, and then people were wondering, wait, what happened with Marco versus Yuya? They said Yuya got disqualified due to a team issue. Not sure what the problem was, and to find out the problem, Yuya took to Twitter and asked for a hack check of the rental team. It's insane what the current state of VGC is after the major worlds crackdown, because it turns out everyone has been cheating in VGC forever. Over a decade of only hacked Pokemon succeeding because the entire thing is a sham and play Pokemon is corrupt. And then it finally goes to Japan and everyone gets caught, and now we've just seen like the most insane progression, because it used to be no one's cheating, you're crazy and an idiot, Verlisify, to some people are cheating but it's not bad, and now it's everyone's cheating, here's why it's a good thing. The meme. I don't believe it. And then we also had it, you know, for Pokemon World, stories like this coming out from regional champions instructing people how to hack their Pokemon and not get caught, and then admit to using hacked Pokemon at Worlds, and that's just everyone right now. No bans, no punishments, and you know what happens? People in top 8 getting disqualified for hacked Pokemon because the entire scene is filled with cheating. Tweeting Caphonics, even. It's insane. Matt coming in and also dropping it, so now we're getting multiple layers of hack checks. It's gone from free hack checks to requested hack checks. A lot of problems with the team. Shared original trainer data. Underlying PK Hex trash bites. All met on November 13th, 2023. Nice luck! No Pokemon home trackers, and that is the big one that's catching people. But hopefully, like, we're seeing an improvement to the hack check. As time goes on, maybe Game Freak is catching on, maybe the Pokemon Company is catching on, and they're starting to, like, do things that are more than just home tracking. Because as we've seen, people are now catching on to that part and instructing, like, how to not get caught. All cosmetic ribbons, why waste time getting the item finder mark, 508 EVs, PP Max, all moves. And it's not just me saying this, it's not just Kurt showing that this is a sign of hacking, but like, that's what everyone is saying now, because you don't naturally have all of your Pokemon 508 EVs, and you don't need to PP Max all of your moves. And then we have Kurt's data from the entire 2023 season, and also previous VGC seasons where, yeah, those things are actually a sign of likely hacking, and that's how I busted Wolf for his hacked Galarian Moltres before these free hack checks were even a thing. I saw Wolf's team and went, that's a little suspicious. A cosmetic mark on a legendary Pokemon that still need to have ideal IVs, and then like a lot of 508 and just things that didn't add up. Oh, it turns out the Pokemon were hacked, and he also hacked other Pokemon later that season. Great. And because the Pokemon VGC community is all hacking and all in support of cheating at this point, they just don't get it. It's another thing that I've been pointing out throughout the year, where anyone that's actually played the games wouldn't encounter any of these problems that everyone's crying about. Oh man, I need to get Urshifu, but I have to get the previous generation game that sold 26 million copies and the DLC to where it takes less than 2 hours to reset for an Urshifu. These brats don't even play the games, and then they also can't even describe how you obtain legitimate Pokemon with a top VGC player talk about breeding Goldengo. The literal only thing you've said here that makes sense is the trash bites, even though the whole thing for Pokemon Worlds was home data and not even any of the other trackers of a hacked Pokemon. All the other stuff is not concrete evidence. As to the team being Gen, a little silly to mention, we really wouldn't be a good competitive player if we didn't PP max our Mons, except you're all just hacking them anyways, and you don't need 48 whatever for a doubles match, especially because like the whole timeout strategy hasn't come into play for a long time now. But at least Matt is also schooling these idiots. Please go ahead and elaborate on how you can get a Tornadus and an Urshifu in Scarlet and Violet without Pokemon home data. I'd love to know. The rest is highly improbable. Why would someone go out of their way to breed a Grookey in Scarlet and Violet, send it back to Sword and Shield Battle Tower just for the ribbon? And that's just another thing about the entire history of VGC. If a player is using an even slightly unlikely Pokemon, it just turns out it's always hacked, because it doesn't do anything for competitive, so why disadvantage yourself for hours of gameplay for no reason, and then still try to be a top player? Also, that Rillaboom lacked a home tracker, which is a red flag because it's impossible to get that ribbon without using Pokemon Home to go back to another game. No shortage of idiots in the Pokemon community. Is 6 IVs, 508 EVs, and PP Max suspicious? Yes, Kurt's data showed that 508 EVs plus max PP Max is going to be 99% hack team, and then these are natural 6 IVs, so just not feasible at all. And then we got Paul Ruiz coming in, a confirmed cheater from the Pokemon 2018 World Championship. He's actually the former world champion, but he hacks his Pokemon and then is defending it. I'm surprised you think nowadays 508 EVs and PP Max all moves are suspicious. I guess we have to pull out Kurt's data for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because Paul Ruiz is saying we have all of these tools, so you can't say this about VGC players. Count of team members with max PP Max. Oh, look at that. And these are from people that are posting rental codes, but we've been seeing less and less rental teams posted because of everyone getting caught whenever they post them. So these numbers are going to be deflated for cheaters and still overwhelming. Count of team members with 508 EVs. Yeah. It also doesn't even have to be 6 Pokemon. You have 5 Pokemon 508 and then 1 you overcapped. No, still hacked. Same thing over here to where it's still going to skew towards having mostly PP Max Pokemon. So nope, that doesn't hold up, Mr. Cheater. And here's where the International Championship gets extra disgusting, because we have the Play Pokemon Twitter tweeting about the event and highlighting confirmed cheaters of the past. There's Paul Ruiz, and they're talking about him. We also have Carson Confer. Yo, OG Verlisify fans, leave a like, comment down below. You remember this guy, right? Pokemon 2016 VGC Senior Division World Champion, also tons of other top placements, actually got disqualified from an event for having hacked Pokemon. Then he went private, went underground. Oh, and we got another nostalgia callback here. In case you missed it in the beginning of the video, Joshua Lorsey is back, gets top 8, even though used a Beast Ball Porygon, which could only exist through hacking. Kind of actually being like one of the OGs kicking off this entire like catching cheaters in Pokemon VGC. So he's back at it. And then Guillermo, our boy Casti from the debate as well as the 2022 Pokemon World Championship second place, who admitted to cheating. It's just all cheaters. So like once again, it proves hacking gives an advantage. That if you use cheated Pokemon, you are going to top events regularly, and then you're spoiling all the events, internationals included, and then since Play Pokemon is corrupt, they're the ones getting all the features despite being confirmed cheaters. And as I keep on saying, who would have guessed that cheaters are dishonest? They keep getting caught by these vectors, and they keep dismissing it because it's all just bad faith and bad actors. And this backs up an epiphany I had recently after seeing the evil of Pokemon challenges defend lying, cheating, and stealing, also rewarding cheaters by giving them thousands of dollars in prize money for his cheater tournament. And then there was that Polygon article that says, it's okay, everyone cheats in Pokemon VGC, but every pro-cheating argument is invalid because no one's forcing you to play Pokemon VGC. If you can't follow the rules, don't play. It's as simple as that. If you want to enjoy competitive Pokemon, go to Pokemon Showdown. Go to third-party events that allow for cheating inside of Pokemon. But the fact is, no competitive scene can thrive with cheating. No other sport, esport, or game tolerates or accepts cheating on the level that we've seen in Pokemon. By choosing to play VGC, where the rules explicitly state that no genned Pokemon are allowed, regardless of their stats, it proves that cheating is only malicious. Using hacked Pokemon has no defense because it is only about stealing prize money. If it was about it being impossible to compete in Pokemon any other way, again, then there's many other outlets where you can play competitive Pokemon and use your hacked Pokemon. You have no valid protest if you are entering the tournament while breaking the rules. The only valid protest is protesting the event, abstaining until there is change inside of the scene, and then supporting unofficial scenes to have competition because Pokemon's rules are so terrible. But no one's supporting the unofficial events because there's easier money and more money to steal by breaking the rules inside of Pokemon. Yeah, it turns out there's no justification to breaking the rules for any reason. Wow, it turns out cheaters and people defending cheating in Pokemon have no morality and are just straight up evil because they can't follow the rules in a children's game. And we keep seeing this bad faith behavior and corruption time and time again, and just keeps on getting crazier. But hey, more cheaters getting exposed and more pressure on the Pokemon Company might be a good thing to cause all of this to implode, because it keeps on getting crazier and crazier with the articles we're seeing, with how players are responding with hacked Pokemon. After Pokemon Worlds, it's been spilling over into the Japanese side of things, so this is the community sentiment in Japan. It's tough to modify Pokemon these days. Also kind of just showing that the Japanese community has also always been cheating, and you could see that in Pokemon Sword and Shield, where you team peek at the end and go, ah yes, these are just hacked Pokemon, and you're also just kind of seeing like full shiny teams on the battle stadium and stuff. Even though it's illegal, people still do it, and there's also been Game Freak making statements about cheaters getting disqualified from their championships and then having to refund the prize money that they stole. So at least Japan is pretty awesome when it comes to that, but it just kind of shows cheaters everywhere. In the community, there's no problem modifying them, but if you don't want to get banned from tournament, you'll have to ask someone you really trust or train them on your own, and that's a problem now. So like, something's gotta give, right? I don't know, but either way, like, more cheating, and the more that this gets exposed, the crazier people have to get about it until something breaks. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.